Toxic masculinity.
90% of COVID deaths occur in countries with high obesity levels.
Oh, yeah, this is an interesting story. So, let's see here. 90% of COVID deaths occur in countries with high obesity levels. Now, this isn't a hugely surprising story because we all knew that obesity was like a huge factor in people who were dying with COVID. It was like old people were the number one category, and then obese people were the number two category. And so they've just done a study. They found 90% of coronavirus fatalities have occurred in countries with high obesity levels, according to research. And they now want overweight people to be prioritized for vaccinations. And I think it's probably right. I mean, I don't really care that much about this stuff because it's all sort of like logistical, who do we prioritize kind of stuff, which I think should be done just in the most rational way possible. Yeah, I think old people probably first, then, fat people, whatever. Death rates were 10 times as high in countries such as the U.S., where at least 50% of the total population are overweight, according to a World Health Organization-backed study released Thursday. This is a wake-up call to governments globally. Blah, 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 blah. See, I don't like this. I don't like that they're talking about this in the sense that there's a responsibility of governments, blah, 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 blah. This is what I think. I think that this should be a wake-up call to fat people, really. Because, me doing this job, I can tell you, I've gotten pretty fat. Okay, I've gotten actually quite fat. And, it's just a very sedentary job. I research, I write, I shoot videos, I edit videos. It's almost all sitting at this desk. And it's terrible for your health. I've noticed that there's lots of different health problems. I'm snoring, really badly now, which is terrible. It's sometimes difficult to tie your shoes. My God, it's terrible. You can't move around, really. I mean, being fat has so many problems around it. And I know that many people obviously have a genetic predisposition. They're going to necessarily be fat. I think my grandma was very fat. So I don't know how much that is genetic with me. I think with me, I've just been too lazy sitting around too much and eating bad food. But I'm trying to eat a lot better now. I'm riding on my stationary bike every day, for at least a little bit. And we've got a gym membership which we haven't used yet. We've had for about a week. So we're going to start doing that as soon as I get a little bit of time here. And so I'm trying to change my habits. I'm trying to change my behavior. Lower fat, lean meats, and vegetables. I'm trying to do that. But it's tough. It's tough to stay on a diet, tough to exercise, but you got to do it. And I think stuff like this COVID virus. See, the COVID virus is good as a wake-up call to people who are out of shape and have bad eating habits. Because, let's say that you're one of these people who, you have some kind of crippling ailment that doesn't let you move that much. You can still change your diet. And it may be hard at first, it may be depressing, but you should do it. And, hello, people of Los Angeles. And the thing is about COVID is not the only virus, not the only disease that affects people who are obese. Obese people are affected by almost every ailment that you can catch. Almost everything that you can potentially, health problem that you could potentially have is either exacerbated or more easily developed if you're fat, if you're obese. So the COVID thing, I think, should scare people, but not because you're necessarily going to get COVID, but because literally any kind of health problem is going to be exacerbated or more easily developed when you're out of shape, when you have a bad diet. And so, we live in a society now where we have so much access to information, right? We can watch all kinds of YouTube videos and figure out what the best foods are to eat and figure out what the best exercises to do are. And, we got a lot more free time. If we're the kind of person who wants more free time, we can have it. We live in a society where that's possible now for a lot of people, not for everybody, but for a lot of people. We have a better quality of life than ever before in history. So there's lots of different options. There's lots of ways for people to get healthy. And I think that's the number one, to me, that's the number one striking thing about this study is gosh, they're actually better off. One of the best countries, one of the countries with the least number of COVID deaths, what was it? Something like Vietnam or something like that. Like a place where, here it is. For example, Vietnam has the lowest coronavirus deaths in the world and the second lowest level of overweight people. so places in which they actually, have sometimes probably trouble getting food. They're all very, very skinny. Yeah, life might be harder for them, but they're not catching diseases. So, silver lining to that lifestyle, I guess. But we live in such luxury here, in America and in Europe that that I think it's very easy. It's very easy to get comfortable and get a little overweight and have a poor diet.
Well, in America, they are advertising body positive, body
Oh yeah. Oh
positivity.
man, that's such
Like
a good
recently, I
point.
went to Nike store. I didn't buy anything. I don't like Nike, but my friend went there.
Yeah.
There was a fat mannequin. It was too skinny and one like huge.
A fat mannequin now. They're
Yeah.
doing fat mannequins now.
So they advertising if you're fat, it's fine. I understand if you can't lose weight because of your health problems, but how many people have health problems and this is why they're fat?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's like 10%, 5%.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, look, I have a buddy and he's got a lot of health problems. And he's real big. He's like 400 pounds, 450, something like that. And he's a big dude. I mean, he's very tall, but he's very, very heavy. And, he tries, though, man. He tries to fix his diet. He tries to run, and he fluctuates. He gets a bit big, and then he gets fit again, and then he gets bigger again. And every time he gets big, every time he gets, well, bigger. I mean, he's always big. Even when he's skinny, he's big. But whenever he gets heftier and gains more weight, man, life is hard for him. It's hard for him to walk even sometimes. But then he gets down and he gets fit again, and I see him and he feels great. And he's got all this energy and he feels like $1,000,000. And then, life gets hard. He's got to work too much and he gets fatter again, and it's tough for him. And, that's the way it is for a lot of Americans. But it's just a matter of priorities. It's the same with me. I have a lot of contracts with different companies to sell a certain amount of stuff every month, so that I have to make a certain number of videos, and I'm way behind. I'm like 2 months behind right now because, well, a lot of it was we went on a couple of trips and stuff like that, and so I work like, I don't know, 15 hours a day every single day. I would defer to Valeria, but you can't see her. How often do I work, do you think?
How often you work every day?
Yeah, but I mean, like, how many hours a day? Like, I wake up in the morning.
I don't know. I wake up, you are working. I go to bed, you are working.
Yeah. I'm pretty much just working 24/7. I mean, if I can get a little bit of sleep here and there, I do. I occasionally will take a shower. But besides showering and sleeping and a little bit of eating, yeah, it's pretty much just work 24/7. And that's the... You trying to get Valeria's trying to get the camera on now. Anyway, guys, get healthy, get motivated. There's so many cool YouTube channels out there that are amazing channels that are so much fun. I wish I could remember the names of them right now. I watch a bunch of them to try to get inspiration for myself to work out. But just start looking up keto diet and stuff like that, and you'll find some stuff.
Well, for different people, there's different ways to lose weight.
Exactly.
If keto
you
works for
find
you,
what works for you.
if keto works for you, it might not work for
That's
somebody.
right. That's right.
I don't think I even have a right to talk about diets because I'm a genetically
morbidly obese.
skinny.
Yeah. She's just a lazy, fat slob. Disgusting.
I'm
Can't believe I married that woman.
I'm like 94 pounds, and
yeah, she's sort of genetically just won the friggin' lottery.
well,
Like Russian women
it's
generally.
kind
do.
of tricky because on my dad's side, my grandma was super skinny her whole life.
Yeah.
On my mom's side, my mom and my grandma they
Yeah.
kind of like getting overweight.
But you got
and
lucky.
stuff. I don't know because everybody's saying, "Oh, you're just skinny because you are young. After 30 or after first child, you will get fat."
Oh, I
And-
certainly hope not. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, what we're basically saying is she's a genetic freak, and you have every right to hate her just for being skinny naturally, because she does not work out at all, and she eats like crap, which is actually how I got fat in the first place, eating Eggo waffles with her in the morning. So, shall we move on to the next story?
Yep. CDC changes COVID-19 guidelines to let Biden admin house migrant kids at 100% capacity.
Didn't we skip that story?
No.
What number is that?
Now it's number 3, but it changed. 1, 2, 3.
We skipped that story. I cut that one.
No, not that one. Not this one. Number 3, it
Oh, okay.
was.
Yeah, no, I have it. Sorry. Did you miss the one about
It was number 3. You
the
cut
George
that.
Floyd protests?
You said number 3 we're cutting, and I cut it. It was number 3.
Oh, that was number 3. Okay. Sorry, guys. Again,
Can you
as I
apologize
always
to
say,
me? Can you apologize to me?
the least professional show.
Toxic Masculinity. Weekdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.